welcome to It's in the Details. My name is Damian Waith, and as always, please remember to share, like, subscribe, rate, review, comment, wherever you get the show. A little later, I'm going to be getting into one of my favorite comedic actors, Craig Robinson, and his new TV show called Killing It. But first, Wimbledon is back, baby. Wimbledon is back, and with it, it brought along a wild card given Serena Williams. It's no secret. Here at It's in the Details, I love Serena Williams. I did a thing on Serena many months ago. Serena and Tiger, actually. And the perilous nature of your sports heroes getting old. You know, they get old, and before you know it, they're not even competing anymore. Serena last appeared at Wimbledon, I think it was over a year ago, blew out her hamstrings, and hasn't competed since. She's 40, you know, so she's been taking her time. And she made a reemergence at Wimbledon. I've got some thoughts. Before we get all the way into them, Wimbledon has banned all Russian and Belarusian competitors from the tournament. I don't have a lot to say about that. I haven't thought about it enough. I haven't read enough about it. But if you are interested in the fact that Wimbledon is banning some people, and there is a connection between banning folks from sports and what is going on in the United States currently, you're not getting it from me. I would suggest you go listen to Bomani Jones's podcast, The Right Time with Bomani Jones. He just dropped an episode, I believe on Tuesday, where he covers all of it so eloquently and so smart. Go pay attention and get some knowledge and education from him. We're doing sillier stuff here. Okay, so Serena's back, and they're obviously in full Serena coverage. So we're 2 hours or so before she's even gonna hit a meaningful strike at Wimbledon, and they're showing us video of Serena warming up on one of the practice courts. And now not swinging the racket warming up, just moving around warming up. And hopefully the heavens don't strike me down for saying this, but I'm watching Serena warm up, and I'm thinking, that looks familiar. And you want to know why it looks familiar? Because it looks like me warming up. It looks like me. I could see all the stiffness in them joints, all the still tight hamstrings. I could see all the tight muscles, and I'm worried. I'm worried watching it. I'm like, Serena can't look like me warming up. I am by no means an average athlete when you consider professional athletes, let alone a world-class athlete. So I was worried. I was worried about injury, and I was worried about embarrassment. That's what I was worried for watching her warm up. And I just had to think, like, even Serena must knew. Serena must have said, "Hey guys, how early do we get out there and warm up again?" And they're like, "Serena, it's 2 hours. You always like to warm up 2 hours before the matches." And Serena's like, "Well, you know what? Let's make it 3. Let's make it 3 hours. Let's just get a nice lather going before I get out there and bust loose an Achilles or tear the other hamstring, you know, or just embarrass myself." And so they were warming up, and I was worried. And then she took the court, and she looked like regular Serena. I was so relieved. She looked like a world-class athlete. Not Serena world-class, not 23 majors world-class, but this woman is not going to be out here embarrassing herself. And, I mean, injuries come from anywhere, but she looked much looser and more spry when she took the court. Now, she was playing a 24-year-old woman named Harmony Tan. I watch I watch a good amount of tennis. I'm not saying I'm the biggest tennis watcher on earth, but I watch a lot of tennis matches. And I've never heard of Harmony Tan. Okay? She was ranked 100 and something in the world, but Serena hasn't played tennis for a year plus. And further than that, she hasn't been playing tennis regularly, even before she blew out her hamstrings at the last Wimbledon. So we're hoping, but I'm not counting on Serena winning. So Serena comes out. She's playing pretty good. But you could feel that she started to tighten up. Not so much in the body, but in the mind. You could see the arm just wasn't flowing through nice and relaxed like it needs to on some of her bigger shots. And Harmony, she doesn't have the juice to play big lady ball with Serena. And that's no disrespect to Harmony. That's just saying she's not one of the bigger hitters. Harmony is not. So Harmony's using what she's got. And what she's got is a lot of junk balls. She got a lot of slices. She's slicing off of both hands. She's not really hitting through the court. She's hitting a lot of drop shots. She's doing a lot of junky stuff. And again, no disrespect. That's just a style of tennis you could play. Serena doesn't usually play that way. But because Serena is a little bit stressed, you got the comeback, you got is this going to be her last tournament? We don't know. She hasn't said, but she's up there. She's up there a lot. She's up there a lot deeper in age than a lot of women usually play, and a lot of the men. So Serena gets dragged in. Imagine Harmony just drags her in to a junk ball match. What does this mean? Well, it means Serena's points usually go maybe 5-6 strokes. So she hits the ball 3 times, you hit the ball 3 times, that kind of deal. But Harmony's junk balls got them playing about 8-10 stroke points. And not just that, she's got Serena running back and forth and up to the net and back away from the net. Serena, I never seen Serena caught in no man's land or no woman's land more than I've ever seen it in this match. So that's going to use up a lot of the gas tank. Now you got to play a whole bunch of extra strategy because it just doesn't seem like a thing. In all the Serena matches I've watched, it doesn't seem like a thing that just comes natural to her, playing all these slices back and figuring out how the ball's going to spin off the ground and all sorts of stuff. So that's taxing the mind, which is taxing the body. And they end up going 3 sets. The third set goes to a tiebreaker. Serena is up 4-0 in the new super tiebreaker, which goes to 10 in the final set. And Serena lost 10-7 in the tiebreaker. So if you tally that up, she lost 10 of the last 13 points. 10 of the last 13 points she lost, and she lost that match. Before I get to that, the result of it all, getting dragged into that junk ball match, and a match that lasted 3 hours, which is not routine for the women to have 3-hour-long matches. Serena and Harmony both looked tired, real tired, you know, almost dazed and confused. They looked a little bit like, you ever see black and white footage of some 1940s boxing, some heavyweight boxing, where they go 15 rounds? And this is before those dudes even knew how to train properly. They were training with boulders. They were lifting boulders and whatnot, moving bricks around. And while they're doing their training, they're smoking cigarettes, you know? And then those guys have to go 15 rounds of boxing, and how tired and just spent they look. That's what Harmony and Serena looked like coming down to the end of that match. Welcome to the 1945 Wimbledon Championship. We've got Serena Williams playing Harmony Tan, and we just can't wait. Serena Williams throwing rights.
and lefts, and Harmony just seems to be absorbing them. We just can't believe it. We've never seen women hit tennis balls quite this softly and look this exhausted. This is an unbelievable match, see?
But she played the match. She came out here. She gave it her all. You could tell the pressure was getting to her. We wish we got more. We wish we got more tennis from Serena. But what I will say is I personally am thankful. I'm thankful that she went out there. She gave it her shot. Hopefully we get to see her again. She certainly did not embarrass herself. I'm hopeful she did not injure herself. And if it is the end, thank you, Serena, for providing so much great entertainment and thrilling tennis throughout your career. And the sport just simply would not be what it is without the imprint that Serena and her family have left on tennis. Appreciate it. I'm only 5 episodes into Killing It. So if it's done, if you've seen it all, forgive me if I say anything crazy or outlandish. I don't think I will. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Now, there's reasons I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Craig Robinson is one of them. I've loved Craig Robinson for a really long time. He was in The Office. He was in a ridiculous movie called This Is the End. He had a nice little arc in Mr. Robot. I'm sure he was in Pineapple Express. There's a bunch of projects that he was in. And most recently, the one I found before Killing It, well, I didn't find it, but he's Doug Judy, the Pontiac Bandit in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So this, for me, is the first thing I've seen him in that he is driving. He is the star of the show. It's his show. And the show is essentially Craig Robinson's character chasing down the American dream. He is trying to come up with an idea that is going to lead to wealth and riches of all sorts. There feels like an air around the show that if he somehow can get this American dream to kick in, he might get his lady back. He can put his whole family back together. And he's just trying a bunch of schemes is not quite the right word, because he's got business plans and real ideas for the projects that he's trying to get off the ground. His brother, he's got a little brother, and his brother is a criminal. So he's the one scheming his way to riches, while Craig is toiling away with even pipe dreams. They don't feel like pipe dreams, but pipe dream after pipe dream fizzles out right in front of his face. So we pick up Craig right at the beginning. He's garnered some success, but once the show flips away from that flashback, we get into his recent string of ideas that he's hoping will get him very, very rich. I will say this. In the first episode, it contains some of the funniest scenes I've seen recently on television and some of the saddest scenes I've ever seen on television within minutes of each other in the show. Like, really unsettling how funny it can be and how sad it can be all at the same time. That doesn't continue throughout the first 4 or 5 episodes of the show. I have a feeling it's going to come back, though. Part of the reason I feel that way is the rest of the actors that they've got strewn all over this cast. Just a who's who of faces that you'll recognize, And some of them have been characters in other shows where they have really flipped the show quite dark. Okay? For one, Scott MacArthur, who plays Brock in this show, a really silly character in this show, but I know him from Righteous Gemstones. I know him from El Camino, which is the sequel thing of Breaking Bad. But he is one of those dudes that can play comedy really well, but it's going to be spooky and scary. And he can also go straight up drama and frighten you through the television screen. So I have a feeling they're going to use his chops to spice things up a little more as we go through the show. But a whole host of characters. I've noticed 2 people are going to be in this show or are already in this show from one of my favorite shows, Search Party. We also have Darcy Carden from The Good Place, a wonderful Australian actress I've never seen before who is killing it every time she's on the screen. Tim Heidecker, just a number of people that are going to provide you with all sorts of laughter and I imagine some good drama. Now, the most recent scheme that Craig has in this show is they join a competition, shows based in Florida. They join a competition to kill the most pythons in a month, and you'll earn a grand prize. And the grand prize happens to be just the amount of money he needs to get his recent legitimate pipe dream off the ground and up and running. So inevitably he decides to participate in this challenge to hit the Florida swamps and kill a bunch of pythons. Okay? And Florida has a problem. This is a legitimate problem, not just a TV show problem. At one point, people were importing Burmese pythons to Florida because Florida has it like that. And these people were buying pythons, which, as they say in the show, are cute when they're little, if that's your thing. And then they become pythons. And people were releasing them into the Florida swamps. And because, as they say in the show, because pythons aren't native to Florida, they have no predators. But they prey on everything. So they're eating everything, growing and juking each other and making more baby pythons that will grow and juke each other while they decimate the environment and terrify the people. So the people of Florida, they kill the pythons, man, because there's too many of them and they're taking over the lands. So he becomes a python hunter. It's a ridiculous show. It's a really ridiculous show, but it's really funny, and it's got something for everything. His ex-lady is deaf, so there's a lot of American Sign Language in the show. His little daughter is the cutest. And the show just is really, really over the top. Like, it's not a lighthearted show, right? You're gonna see some things. You're gonna hear some things, and it's of a Craig Robinson kind of piece. Like, he actually works with Danny McBride a bunch because they were in Eastbound and Down together, Pineapple Express, This Is the End. All of those are kind of raunchier shows or movies, so you can expect quite a bit of that in this. But I'm really digging it. I really am. The characters are so well developed. 5 episodes in, they're doing great callbacks to things that have happened earlier in the show or in past episodes. I just can't wait to see where it goes. If you're a Craig Robinson fan, this is for you. And with that, I thank you very much for joining me on It's in the Details. Just a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to be taking a little break over the summer. We'll likely return to regularly scheduled programming probably in September. And don't be surprised if you see an episode or two pop up over the summer. Maybe I'll have something I absolutely have to talk about, or a conversation with a friend that I feel like you need over the course of the summer. But don't expect any weekly shows until September. I thank you very much for riding with me, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Take care. Peace.